Welcome! We invite you to a viewing of a miracle. You are looking inside the P.E.T factory in Holland, Michigan. See the workstations, jigs, and assembly units? There is everything needed to produce those wonderful life-enabling carts. Credit must be given to the one who provided the spark behind this venture, one who created most of these things in his wood shop at home. Al Kindig, whose sterling work as an engineer with local corporations gave him a reputation as a factory builder and inventor. He first learned about the P.E.T project through his church from missionaries Larry and Laura Hills. They had found many people in Zambia who'd lost their legs or could not walk. The idea of a hand-cranked cart was born. Mel West, a United Methodist pastor in Missouri, was instrumental in getting skilled people together to design and produce the first P.E.Ts. Mel and Larry are looked up to as the co-founders of P.E.T. When the Hills retired to Penny Farms near Jacksonville, Florida, they naturally got involved in building P.E.Ts. The majority of their residents are retired ministers and missionaries, a perfect resource for the volunteers needed to build P.E.Ts. Larry recruited Al Kindig for some design work with them while they wintered in Florida. This connection seemed to light a fire in Al's spirit. He began to dream about starting a plant in Holland, Michigan. With the cooperation and zeal of several others and many hours of volunteer labor, the Holland plant opened in July of 2009. Its location is at 124 East 6th Street, the home of Jack Pier's Machine Shop. His building's upper floor was generously made available for the new P.E.T factory. A series of divine coincidences occurred, bonding Jack and P.E.T's board of directors together as partners. The factory is run entirely by volunteers, mostly retired men and women. The second stated goal for P.E.T International is to provide meaningful work for retirees in the community. These fine people have grown with enthusiasm and compassion for the needs of those receiving the carts they've helped to build. We confess to being driven by hope, faith, and love, and as the Bible says, the greatest of these is love.
Power this with their personal energy. That's what the P.E. stands for in P.E.T, personal energy transportation. My role is to be a promoter of this project and to get involved in fundraising and to represent this business and this opportunity in clubs and churches and organizations around the state of Michigan, to help children and adults who were immobile. Their legs were blown off by landmines, or they had polio. It's all of those who are amputees or who are not able to get off the ground, you might say. They crawl along the ground in order to be mobile. This gets them up at eye level again, where they can resume their life and they can celebrate life. Some of them haven't even been to school yet. That the estimate is 23 million. An educated guess, may not be accurate, but it's a good estimate.
I worked for Consumers Energy for 35 years, Frank. Had a ball at it, decided to get out of that business and retired early, looking for some meaningful, purposeful work, and I heard about P.E.T, and here I am. We like to refer to it as volunteer proof.
Volunteer proof. So even if I volunteered,
we can make a winner out of you. Yeah.
You can see we're here by a table with a lot of gadgets, and we've got Gary with us, but we also have a gentleman by the name of Lee Strabel.
Right.
And like all the rest, Lee has that same kind of passion.
For $250, you give a child a life.
Oh.
You've taken him out of the mud. You've taken him out of being scraped up. You've taken him out of being a burden to his family. You've taken him out of being a pariah in the community.
Oh,
You've allowed them to go to school. You've allowed them to get an education. You've allowed them to go to church. You've just given them a life. You've taken them for $250. I can't think of any better bargain than for $250, taking someone from poverty, from neglect. The least, we say, helping the least. The least means the least loved, the least cared for, and not the least value. They have great value. They're great people. And we love to give them a life. $250 to give a person a life is a bargain.
And there's a great need of it for this in the world today.
Dale is here to talk about, he just came back a week ago from India.
Yes.
And if I'm correct, you followed a box almost that was packed here and that was shipped to India, and you were in India when this box was unpacked.
Right.
Now, to do this discussion for the public, there are going to be photos placed in the film of the pictures that Dale brought back. And tell us about what you saw on this trip, Dale.
Well, we're standing between Pet 5 and Pet 100, and in between there were 40 pets that were shipped to India. And many months ago, I saw someone make a presentation here of pets being distributed in Tajikistan.
Good.
And it was such a compelling story because you saw the recipients at the very time when they received the pets. And so I wanted to have that story for Holland so we could tell our volunteers, so we could tell our public, to tell our donors, because this is run by donor money, the story of our individual machines.
এই আমরাই করাচ্ছি হয়ে গেছে এই তো মাত্র 12টা 8টা 7টা হয়ে গেল 7 2 9টা হয়ে গেছে 3 হবে 10টা আছে নাকি
So I was actually on hand to see the pets that we had made and that I had actually packed, being unpacked, and then had them distributed to the children in 2 areas, in Kolkata and in Siliguri. And it was a marvelous experience to see. And when I first heard that there were millions of people that needed these, I thought the number was vastly inflated. And having been there, I can tell you that number is not inflated. The need is endless. One of the pictures will show a little girl who's grinning from ear to ear, and her mother is standing behind her, and she got one of these that we made.
What is more valuable, besides your family, what is more valuable in life?
Isn't she something?
Oh my. It's something to see how something that we do here with a group of retirees changes a life. In fact, changes a family's life. It truly was astounding.
एक ग्रुप में लो तो सबको कलावती कुछ नहीं है
एक साथ में सबको खड़ा करके
हाँ ये Asli, she's very happy. She's smiling, you know. की खुशी है. Her brain works well. You've taken her photo. You must show her, you know.
एक हाथ से कैसे चलाएगा? इसको थोड़ा
This teaspoon के ऊपर she can forward her seat according to her height and size.
It is amazing, isn't it?
with the crutches in the back.
Yes. She is going to look
দেখো যারা আসেনি এগুলো কি করবে
Away they go.